The Joint National Executive Council of the Nigeria Labour Congress and the Trade Union Congress has now suspended a nationwide strike which entered its second day on Wednesday. The decision was reached at a meeting which deliberated on the outcome of an earlier interface with the federal government led by the National Security Advisor Nuhu Ribadu. General Secretary of the NLC, Ubaja, and the First Deputy President, TUC, Okon, confirmed the suspension in different telephone chats with TVC News. Organized Labour say it got a commitment from the Nuhu Ribadu-led meeting that those arrested for the physical assault on NLC President Joe Ajaero will be prosecuted. As part of the take-home from the federal government meeting, the National Security Advisor Nuhu Ribadu promised to bring both parties back to the table to iron out all issues in the dispute. More significant for the labour movement was the unreserved apology tendered by the NSA on behalf of the federal government for the brutalisation of the NLC President and other members of the Congress. But of course, the calling off of this strike has been met with criticisms, divergent reactions. And there are those who are saying, of course, this is normal with Labour. After meeting with government, the next thing you hear is, oh, some of the critical demands have been met, and so we are calling off strike. There are those who wanted Labour to perhaps push it a little further to press home their points and make their demands, to perhaps see, okay, that there is some level of prosecution or one thing or the other. Yes, government has promised, but that they should see it being done, not just leave the conversation based on promises, but Labour has decided to go in this direction.
That's right, but it's also good that after calling for that strike, they also suspended the strike. But what were their demands? They said that they should arrest, the federal government should arrest, prosecute and dismiss the Chief Security Officer, Imo State Government House, SB Shaba. They said that he led and participated in provided cover for the thugs to brutalize workers in Imo State. They also called for the arrest, prosecution and dismissal of the police area commander that led to the brutalization of the NLC President and other workers in Imo State. They also said to investigate and prosecute the former Imo State Commissioner for Police. So all of this, centered around the president of the labor union, who was allegedly assaulted by those who they said assaulted him, said the police and the thugs. And the question was, okay, people were asking the same question, why should we go on strike in the first instance?
Or should we have a nationwide strike?
A nationwide strike, because...
For a local issue.
Definitely, for a personal issue. They even say it's a personal issue, because if we say it's local issue, it means that the Imo State government, the Imo State Labour Union are in sync with the national body. But we saw them yesterday, when they went to when they went to celebrate, rejoice the president, the governor of Imo State for his victory. Opuzodinma, for his victory in this just concluded election. And he said that, their 13 months is guaranteed. Their salary, when they increased the salary, there was no protest. They increased the salary before protest. He paid them duly. There was no protest. And all of these issues have been going on. They've been resolving it internally, and Joe Ajaero never thought of any protest, not until few days to the election, where everything seemed to be disrupted. And we know that the volatile situation in Imo State, because before then we were all apprehensive of what could befall the Imo State election because of the sit-at-home orders and the indigenous people of Biafra's activities and all of that. So all of this, but I'm not on the side of the fact that he was assaulted, allegedly assaulted, but it's not so good enough that we had someone who was assaulted, but then because of that, then you held the nation, by a stranglehold. Got a stranglehold of the nation, asking people not to go to their places of work, regardless of what they've been going through.
It's good to see that some level of progress is being made, but yes, the government has tendered an apology on behalf of the federal government to them, which for them is critical, and the fact that there is a conversation. That's the essence.
That's right.
They have opened up a conversation. So the calling off of the strike is to enable them have further discussions, as according to them. And for them, the strike was meant to protest against the culture of state violence and impunity. If that has achieved the result, is left to be seen at the end of the day. Because yes, the government has apologized, and the NSA, Nuhu Ribadu, has said that, okay, we have arrested some persons and promised that they will be prosecuted at the end of the day. But has that resolved the crisis or the issues? Well, they are saying that they'll bring these persons to the table to have a conversation, perhaps have a conversation with Governor Hopuzatema, who was said to have said that, I am not owing these people. You came to make protest, but it seems it is more political than the interest of the people. Because how would you win 27 local governments and it is being reported that you are owing people? Are they not, are these workers or the people that voted not part of those the protest was meant for in the first place? So how is it that he was able to buy or to gain their trust to return him back to power at the end of the day? These are the questions that are boggling my mind. So what happened? Are you sure then there was also a court injunction saying that do not protest, which he flouted? Are we asking questions with regards to that? You flouted a court injunction saying that do not go ahead with this protest, yet you went ahead saying that this was in the interest of the people. Is it really in the interest of the people? These are the questions that people are asking.
That's setting bad precedents for the labor union, because you are not going to be president forever. So if we have the federal, maybe the labor union, they are very quick to go to court, even before the federal government does so. It is only when they want to do something that would, hamper the progress, not progress, but then the smooth running of the country. That's where you find the federal government also running to the court. So if the federal government has been, claimed to have always flouted or disregard court ruling or court order, labor union should not be seen as doing the same thing. So their own basis for doing that was that, yes, the federal government has always, refused to obey the court order. So that's the reason why we are also disobeying. Two wrongs don't make right. So you're setting bad precedents. And again, when you said you were assaulted, we saw you the very first day, bulged eyes. We saw that you were carrying your hands. And then the next day we saw bandage, all over your hands. And then the next thing, they flew you abroad for treatment. And this is the same allegations, the same accusations, the same criticism you lay on the government officials for going abroad to be treated. So what exactly are we
What are you doing differently from the government that you have always said you're pressurizing to do things in the interest of the people?
Cutting costs, ensuring that, whatever government expends is for the generality, the benefit of the generality in the nation. So if you are doing the same thing, then exactly what point are you pushing forward?